was a cool night at Tidmouth Sheds. One by one, the engines had shuffled into their berths and were being rubbed down and cleaned for the night. There were engines talking quietly, engines complaining about being overworked, others were discussing recent events, engines boasting loudly, and engines arguing about anything and everything. Everyone was talking loudly over each other, except for Rosie.
You know, we haven't heard any good stories recently.
Well, we could always retell about the time Percy smashed into a brake van. Oh, what about the time Gordon nearly flattened him?
Oh, hush now, you two. I don't think it's fair for you, Henry, to be laughing about others' past mistakes.
Thomas,
Get your checkered history with
well, that last story reminds me of another engine who was nearly flattened by another bigger engine. Really? I don't remember you or anyone else nearly being flattened. It was before you came here. Back when she was still around. What are you talking about, lad? Donald had butted in. Yes, who is this she you're talking about, Oliver quizzed. She isn't around anymore. She was also nearly flattened like Percy. However, it was her undoing that got her into that situation. Well, tell us what happened, most of the other engines replied. Thomas had looked across the shed to Edward. Go on, Thomas. It's about time the others learned about Maddie. Very well, Edward, if you wish. And this was the story he told. Maddie was a small blue well-tank engine, with 2 small wheels in front and 4 medium driving wheels behind. She had an oddly shaped dip in her front, too. She had helped to shut Thomas. That's not how she looked, Edward interjected. What? It was a saddle tank, first of all, and secondly, her front was like a step, not a slope. Alright then, now let me please get back to the story. She would shunt at the big station with Thomas, and would also take the odd goods truck. She wasn't a very rebellious engine, she liked to do things her way and her way only. It also didn't stop her from disobeying the odd rules.
Oh, was she pretty?
Not in the slightest. Thomas! What? You want me to lie? I expect you to at least have treated her with some level of respect. Of course I treat her with some respect, Edward, but she was practically my sister.
I ask because she reminds me of our little green bagnole I met a few times in Kent. Guys, we'd like to hear the story, if you'd be so kind.
Right, sorry. He continued on with the story. One afternoon, Thomas had been shunting in the yards all day when he realized Maddie wasn't anywhere to be seen. Thomas had scoured the yards with little luck, and it wasn't until later that night he finally saw her again. Where have you been? Thomas wheezed.
Oh, I took a stroll down the main line.
Thomas was puzzled. Engines can't just take strolls down the main line. Engines are constantly moving about on the main line. It would be too dangerous to just toddle off down it.
Not when you memorize the schedule. I know just about when any train has to stop, start, or turn around.
Pah! You sound like a know-it-all when you clearly don't.
Call me names all you want, Thimble. It is not going to change my mind.
Thomas, surely you're pulling our couplings with that, Duck had interrupted. No one could ever be begging your pardon, Edward. Stupid. She was a lot of things, Duck, and stupid wouldn't be the word I'd use. Perhaps something a bit more like not all there would be more fit. I still can't believe someone would think something so outlandish. Duck, this was back in the 1920s. Now, would you be so kind as to let the lad finish his story? Fine, but I still don't believe it. Whatever you say, Quacky. Anyways, the next day, Thomas awoke to Maddie already gone. Ugh, she better not be leaving me to go for another stroll. Thomas had looked all over the yard, but only found Max, the big blue engine, preparing himself for the express. Oi, Max, have you seen Maddie? No, I haven't. I don't care with a little rat. I need to get myself topped up and ready so I can take that silly express. Now be off with you, you blue bug. I'm going to be setting a record. Who's this Maxwell guy? Murdoch butted in. He sounds like quite the character. Do any of you engines remember Henry or Edward talking about an engine that was numbered 98462? Oh, I have, Alex peeped. He caused a lot of trouble, right? Indeed, dear Alex. But we can go into more detail about that some other time. Let's let Thomas finish the story before anyone else interrupts again. Thank you, Henry. Now then. Thomas had simply rolled his eyes, then he steamed off. He soon met Edward at the station. Hey, Ed! Any idea where Maddie is? I haven't seen her at the sheds. Edward thought for a moment. I believe she was off to go shed some trucks in the yard. I'll be heading up that way to collect the train myself. I'll let her wander around. She said she never had anything, so she thinks she can just puff around and do anything. She what? Oh no, we have to phone up ahead and warn her, Edward shouted. The two engines ran to the nearest signal box. Up the line at Wellsworth, Maddie was calmly sitting on the main line track, enjoying the views of the station and yard. Her crew had gone off to talk with the station master when the signalman came running up. What on earth are you doing here? You can't just sit here on the express track. It's due any minute.
Relax. It's due in half an hour. I've got plenty of time to move.
Where's your crew?
Put in the goddamn station!
Signalman ran as fast as he could into the station. Maddie's crew came tumbling out of the station, running to their engine, only to realize her fire was snuffed out. After this, I'm getting out of here, the driver shouted.
Hey! Don't leave me here!
Maxwell rounded the bend when he saw a blue speck up there. Driver, I think there's something up ahead on the line. Oh my god, it's another engine, Maxwell's driver shouted as he slammed on the brake. Maxwell's wheels skidded across the rails near to the little tank engine stuck on the line. They both shut their eyes and prepared for the Well? Well what? Thomas quizzed. Well, what happened after that? Douglas shouted. Oh. Maxwell managed to stop a few inches in front of us. He locked up his brakes pretty badly, though. So what happened to the wee lass? Donald asked. She was sent to the sheds at Wellsworth to wait for the fact director, supposedly. From what I heard, he scolded her later that night. I never got the full details, but I'm sure she learned never to do that again. Well, what happened for her to permanently disappear? Almost looked down at his buffers. That's the thing. We still don't know. She vanished late one night in the 1930s. I haven't seen her since. I do hope she's okay, wherever she is.